Okay, you ready to turn it on?
You want me to turn on the circuit?
Okay.
Here goes nothing. 1, 2, 3.
Hi everybody, it's me, Micaela. This is a very special video because it's taken me a few months to film. In fact, I started filming it before I even announced that I was making a YouTube channel. In September, I moved into a brand new apartment in Oakland, California. Got to our new apartment. This is Aubrey's first time here, so she's checking all the nooks and crannies out. The apartment's just a rental, so although I love the location and abundant natural light, there were a few things I wasn't so crazy about. I'm only renting the apartment for a year, so it's not worth putting serious time and money into long-term improvements. But I found a few ways to hack prettier looking, non-invasive solutions that will work in any space. This video is part of the Sweet New Year series, where I post a new video every week of January specifically related to common New Year's resolutions to get your new year started off right. When we think of our environment, we often think of nature, the city we live in, our work or school environment, but what about our personal environment? You know, where we sleep, shower, and probably eat most of our meals? I'm a firm believer in the idea that outer order equals inner calm, and the orderliness or lack thereof of our homes directly influences our mood, for the better or worse. Even though I'm probably only going to be here for a year, I still wanted to customize the space to suit my style, so I can enjoy my time here to the full. When I first saw the space, I knew the apartment and location satisfied all of my criteria. Tall ceilings, open floor plan, and natural light galore. But as I mentioned, there were a few things I just wasn't jiving with. Since I don't own this place, it was very important that all these customizations be easily removable. I also gave myself the budget of $500 and the rule that any new accessories or pieces of furniture I buy be able to work in my future spaces as well. To help me with this apartment makeover, I enlisted the help of my favorite partner in crime, my mom. The first thing we did was paint over that orange wall.
I can't believe we actually wore matching hats when we painted.
We did have to get landlord approval to paint the wall white, but most landlords are totally fine with different wall paint color, especially if it's just plain old white and you paint it back the original color before you leave.
Time for a second coat.
The paint was left over by the previous renter, so we didn't have to buy it. But a gallon of paint will cost you around $25 to $45. While the paint dried, we started our next DIY. White marble contact paper over the kitchen countertops to give them a more contemporary look. I'm not claiming to have invented this DIY, and if you do a quick Google search, you'll come across probably a million tutorials on how to do this, or you can just keep watching to see how we did it. Our high expectations were met with a truckload of adversity. After making numerous rookie mistakes from not doing proper research beforehand, we actually ended up scrapping our first try and starting completely over on day 2. There's some spots here where there's bubbles. Not really crazy about the way it looks, but then looking at different YouTube tutorials, we saw that there is a hack to get the bubbles out if you put Windex on. So just spray a little bit of Windex on the raw surface, then you put the contact paper on and squeegee it on to get rid of any extra liquid that might be hiding underneath. So what we're gonna do is, even though this took us 4 hours to do, we're going to rip this up and we're just gonna start over because it's gonna look better. Just start over. Here she goes. At least we know when it comes time to take it off, after a year, it'll come off pretty easily. That night, we did extensive YouTube research and awoke the next morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed with a course of action and renewed hope, ready to put our grand plan to work. You'll need white marble contact paper, a tape measure, scissors, tape, an X-Acto knife, Windex, a squeegee, a smooth tool, and a blow dryer, which is optional but useful. Step 1. Don't pick up the phone, you know he's only calling because he's... Oh, sorry, tangent. Step 1 is to lay out your contact paper for a few hours or overnight to allow it to flatten before use. Step 2. Give your countertops a deep cleaning, as you don't want any pesky crumbs making weird raised bumps underneath the contact paper. Step 3. Wet the surface with Windex, then with a towel, gently pat dry, but not completely dry. You want it to be slightly damp so you can move around the paper to adjust after you place it down. Step 4. Measure out your area, then cut the contact paper accordingly. Peel back the adhesive layer. Tape helps keep the paper in place as you peel it off. After you place the paper down, guide a squeegee and/or smooth tool over it to smooth out air bubbles, wrinkles, and drain out Windex residue underneath. The paper is very durable, and the Windex makes it easy to slide the paper to make adjustments. The sink was the trickiest area. We cut two 1.5 inch strips, then cut slits around the edges, which we folded down to make the paper fit flush around the curves. Step 5. Optional. Apply heat around the edges with a blow dryer to make the paper malleable and better adhere to the surface. Step 6. Use an X-Acto knife to cut off any excess. This part is really satisfying. We used an X-Acto knife to very carefully cut around the faucet and soap dispenser. We covered our jagged handiwork by gluing an O-ring around the perimeters using E600 glue and using books to hold the rings in place while the glue dried. The time-lapse makes this DIY seem unassumingly easy, but full disclaimer, it took over our lives for a solid week. We probably spent at least 20 hours on it, so unless we just weren't doing it right, this DIY is not for the faint of heart. We used 4 rolls of 26 by 78 inch white marble contact paper, which cost $12.99 on Amazon, bringing the total to $51.96 excluding tax. So if you're on a budget and don't mind putting in a little time and elbow grease, this DIY is a great option. The job isn't 100% perfect, and if you look closely, you can see our seams and small air bubbles we just couldn't get out. But these can be easily masked by styling with cute plants, mugs, books, and other kitchen accessories. After we finished laying down the white marble contact paper, we changed out the white and metal wall plates for copper ones, which cost $3.02 each at Home Depot. We needed 6 wall plates, which cost $18.12 excluding tax. Now, the light fixture is probably the find I am the most proud of. It's a West Elm chandelier, unfortunately no longer available on their website, that retailed for $3.99. I found it on Craigslist, barely used, for $100. I don't know why the woman was selling it so cheap, because she said she only had it for a few months, but these are things I don't ask. I brought the dining room table from my old house, but got the chairs new from Anthropologie during one of their sales. The chairs were already on sale, and they had a special promo for an extra 30% off all sale items, which was just the incentive I needed to snag these babies. A week later, the same chairs were an additional 40% off, so I contacted Anthropologie to see if they'd retroactively honor the additional markdown, and they did. With the 40% discount, the chairs cost $41.97 excluding tax. That brought the total of 6 chairs to $251.82. Always ask, folks. You don't ask, you don't get. It's amazing how a few tweaks can really change up the feel of a place. The white wall completely opened up the room. The faux white marble countertops livened up the old dark countertops. The chandelier accented the space in a minimal and modern way. And the chairs, well, I had no chairs before, so the chairs were very necessary. Plus, they matched the dot of the eye and fruit salad, so I guess I'm very on brand. All in all, these improvements came to a grand total of $421.90 excluding tax, which was under my $500 budget. With the exception of not being able to keep the one-use only white marble contact paper, I adhered to my rule of buying only items I'd use again in the future. Thanks for watching! If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment down below your favorite part about my apartment makeover. I already told you mine. Do you plan on redecorating your space this year? How do you stay within a budget while sprucing up a space? Let me know in the comments below. Keep it sweet, make your own salad, and I'll see you next week to tackle another New Year's resolution. Bye!